Hey guys, I'm making this video to ask for some help. I've been having issues with my 1986 Toyota MR2 Mark 1A. It has a bit of trouble cold starting as well as a popping noise from the exhaust. A couple things I've done so far is I've changed out the cold start injector. The old one would not shoot out at all. I've tested it and this one does shoot out. It's working better now, where it used to take about 5 to 6 seconds to crank. Now it takes 3 to 4. It's still not quick, but it's a 30-year-old engine, so I'm not expecting too much. A couple of things also I've tried spraying starting fluid, carb cleaner, and propane around the entire engine bay to see if maybe there was a vacuum leak and I couldn't get anything at all, or I couldn't get the car to idle differently while I did it. So I don't think it's a vacuum leak, and if it is, it might be like in the EGR or something like that. But I've also removed the EGR and blocked this off and blocked off the exhaust side as well. And I turned on the vehicle and it worked, but I was still getting popping noises and I was still having a trouble cold starting. Because one of the things I did was I took off the cover to check to see if maybe there's any shorts in here or if there was loose wires or anything. There is not. It looks pretty new in there actually. I've checked the wires. They all checked good. I moved them around with an ohm meter and they never dropped, so I don't think the spark plug wires are bad. I changed the distributor and I changed the rotor, or not the distributor, I changed the rotor and cap. I had the head gasket changed and they didn't set the timing right, so can't really see it right now, but it was way past 16 degrees according to the big green book. So I had to set that right. The distributor cap was set all the way, I believe, advanced. It used all the adjustment settings with the two adjustable screws. So I got the timing light and I followed that. I followed the write-up. I'll post in the description. I just set the timing right, and now it's a lot better. So let me show you what I mean. So I don't know if you could hear that. You can hear the kind of popping a little bit from the engine bay, but once it's warmed up more and it's not on the cold start, you can see the smoke coming out. It'll come out a little in puffs. It'll make a popping noise. I'm really worried about that. I mean, it drives well. There's no issues, when I do get it warmed up. The popping noise is there, but it's not. I don't notice anything about it. when I'm driving. One thing I do notice though when I do drive is that when I'm accelerating, something like if I'm in first gear and I stop, put the clutch out, and then I go back to drive, when I hit the throttle, sometimes it'll jerk forward, and then when I let go of the throttle, and usually it's in the lower gears, and it's like below 60 kilometers an hour, I'll notice that I kind of feel the throttle body snap close, and it's not as smooth, I guess. I'm comparing this to my Wrangler, which when I decelerate, I don't feel the throttle body close off. It kind of smoothly decelerates. Whereas this, I'll just feel it immediately decelerate, and then when I go to accelerate, I feel like kind of not jerk forward violently, but I can feel it opening up again, which I don't know if that's normal. This is sort of my first manual, so any help would be appreciated. So right now it's just the cold start taking a little while, the popping from the exhaust, and the acceleration deceleration issue. Really, it's the popping in the exhaust that has me worried. I think the popping in the exhaust and the cold starting issue are one together. Yeah, not sure. Any help would be appreciated. Thanks.